Greetings fellow Whovians and welcome to Timey Wimey Review. I finally got myself a copy of the Celestial Toymaker on Blu-ray Steelbook, the classic first Doctor story, and it's quite evident to say that when it was announced that this was going to get the animated remake treatment, it was very much a mixed divide from that trailer that we got late last year. Obviously, it was very different style of animation that we've been used to in these reanimated episodes, recreated episodes. So I was wondering how best to sort of do this. So obviously, I've done my video of the sort of initial animated reaction video. I've done that on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. Thanks for checking it out and liking, subscribing, and commenting. Very much appreciated. But obviously, I wanted to see this proper because obviously there was lots more mixed feelings, especially when it had its BFI showing and it was not quite finished, and then there was months later and then it finally arrived on Blu-ray and DVD, which you can pick up now. So I thought let's try and do something different, because I've only seen the 4th episode, that's the surviving episode of Celestial Toymaker, many moons ago. Never really sat and listened to like the audio version of this story or read the novelization versions or anything like that. So I thought, well, let's try and do something different. I will do a full review of this story in due course, but why don't we do a bit of a reaction video to the first episode of the Celestial Toymaker in all its animated glory. So this is the colour version of Celestial Toymaker I've gone for. You can watch the black and white version of this as well, but I've gone in for full-blown colour. So even seeing the titles in full-blown colour is very interesting. Yeah, like a burnt orange, a bit like Gallifreyan burnt orange, quite like that. There is something really sort of eerie and iconic about that intro music. Let me know in the comments what is your favourite intro or music version of the Doctor Who theme. So this is part 1, the Celestial Toy Room, and the Doctor has disappeared. So it's up to Stephen and Dodo to really sort of help out. Obviously this was all part of William Hartnell on holiday, so they're having to sort of work around that sort of production scale problem. Yeah, the animation is very different to what we've been used to with the previous animated recreations of these lost stories, and yeah, it does take you aback if you've been used to all the other animated recreations. I kind of at first kind of felt like it was like a cutaway from a PlayStation game back in the 90s or early 90s. Yeah, so far I'm not too annoyed with it, but let's see how we go as the episode comes along. I'm not sure about Stephen's face. He's got like this really large chin. I know Peter Purves has got a large chin, but yeah, this looks a bit odd. Oh, and we do have William Hartnell. He does appear in this episode.
Well, I'm not quite sure, dear boy, but it's
yeah, very trippy. 3D as well. We haven't had 3D animation as such. It's all been like sort of the 2D sort of animated style. So yeah, interesting so far and in glorious colour. Do like this little moment where they're all on this sort of trippy screen and they just saw images of actual footage of previous Doctor Who episodes, sort of incorporating this very interesting 3D animation that they've gone for. Straight away, you know, he knows who it is. Celestial Toymaker, no sort of mystery to this villain. Oh, and here he is, in all massive glory.
You are, Doctor. They like my memory window. I might have guessed.
See, again, it's a bit different because I've never really seen the telesnaps of these episodes. So whether Michael Gough, who plays Celestial Toymaker, and William Hartnell actually were on screen together. That, you know, because Michael Gough is a legend. Obviously, turned out to be went on to be Alfred in the 90s Batman movies, as well as many other shows on stage. You know, this is kind of, if anything, my attraction to this story is mainly Michael Gough as the Celestial Toymaker. So yeah, they're really taking lots of liberties on this story. So that we've got like the hundreds of TARDISes just bouncing around there. Clearly what they wouldn't be able to have done in the 1960s with their budget and technology.
That man's taken away.
I don't like it. We should never
Taking the Doctor away.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure about... I mean, Dodo doesn't look too bad, but Stephen just looks really weird and... taking the Doctor! I think they've certainly been taking some LDS. The old water flower trick.
You can just see your face.
I'm not sure that I like these clowns.
Yeah. Stephen's face is very trippy. I don't think I've seen him blink
How about
yet.
you?
So Celestial Toymaker has challenged Stephen and Dodo to play a series of games to get themselves back to the TARDIS, whilst he has captured a Doctor who the Doctor and the Celestial Toymaker will have in their own one-to-one battles with. It's such a shame that the facial expressions from this CGI animation is very blocky. I think I do definitely prefer the 2D in terms of the facial expressions. All the rest are very sort of wide-eyed and not that much expressions, barely any blinking, and it doesn't really complement all the acting that an emotion that they're bringing to these scenes. I do like the side story there for Stephen and Dodo. They've got to take on the Celestial Toymaker's henchmen, I suppose, in their sort of quest for the TARDIS, as you know, separated to the Doctor and the Toymaker's one-on-one contest, playing the Trilogic game. It is very trippy, this this version of the Celestial Toymaker and their animated choice.
And if he loses?
Especially these two clown characters.
And what happens if we both manage it?
You can either get drunk and have a laugh with it, or it's just going to give you nightmare fuel. I don't know where to sort of balance it. Like this. So obviously, yeah, we're going into Hartnell's only so many scenes, and the Celestial Toymaker made him disappear again. But he's allowed one mysteriously might not be William Hartnell's hand, to carry on playing the Trilogic game. I wish I can go around in life just sort of honking at people to say yes or no.
Now what now?
Should try that at work.
Right? Right.
I should use that excuse. I'm not cheating, it's just a variation of the game to make it more fun.
What was that? You again, I warned you!
I'm liking this this non-speaking clown. This is getting a bit dark. I think this clown's gonna die.
Can't stop him. It's him or us.
Oh god, really? Yeah. Nah, screw it. Kill the clown!
You can't stop now!
Jesus. I know we cheated, but kind of feeling sorry for these two henchmen for the Toymaker. Oh no. Game over. They lost. Oh, are the clowns dead? It should have been after that massive drop. Oh, Toymaker's not going to be happy with this. Oh, okay. Bit of a... Alright, they got the riddles on there. I might use that for the Time Wime Review quiz. Check that out on the Time Wime Review YouTube channel. So that was my initial reaction to part 1 of the Celestial Toymaker. And yeah, it is very trippy, very psychedelic. Um, and I can understand why a lot of Whovians, a lot of fans, diehard fans, are probably a bit upset that they didn't go like for like with the source material that they have. Obviously, I can tell that they've taken a lot of liberties in telling this story. Um, I don't mind it in that sort of sense, because if you're gonna do something a bit different, a little bit wacky, a little bit out there, I think this is the perfect story to do that. And I had a lot of fun with it watching that first episode. Some very dark moments actually I thought brought to life, especially like the death of the two clowns. I'm sure they might come back in part two. I don't know, and obviously the power that the Celestial Toymaker has. Making it more grander and stuff like that. So, which probably would be what the writer. Had intended in his mind, but then obviously BBC budget is going to be a lot more smaller and a lot more scaled back. So yeah, in that sense, I think that it's a good experiment to do that. Totally understand people not liking this and rather have it more like to what it was originally shown back in 1966. So this animating team is Shapeshifter Studios, who've worked quite a lot on Doctor Who animated recreations, and I've done a few 3Ds, which I do apologise. I think I might have said that wrongly earlier in this video. They have done a few other 3D versions of classic Who stories, but mainly gone to the traditional 2D route. This one is more 3D. I did watch the 10-minute featurette, which was on this disc, this two on this Blu-ray set of the making of this animated recreation. I wish I went a little bit further in sort of the reasoning behind the artistic choices, whether going to more experimental, things like that. I think it could have been elaborated on a bit more. But in terms of the animation itself, I digress. Yeah, I love all the sort of background sort of sets and scenery. Really sort of bringing that out to life. Definitely making the Celestial Toymaker this powerful being that we've kind of had in the 60th anniversary special, the Giggle. We can kind of seen that sort of recreated and sort of seen sort of similarities here. I think the biggest disappointment is the facial features. I wish they kind of went that extra mile and just had those proper sort of facial expressions for all the characters, because they're all just wide-eyed looking like this and talking like that, especially poor Stephen. I don't know what they've done to poor Stephen. First Doctor, I don't know, doesn't look as great as William Hartnell. I understand again the choices for that, but yeah, just not. I wish they just had that more facial expressions to complement obviously the acting. But from that quick making of featurette, it was made out of love. I don't think they went purposely out of the way to enrage anyone that wasn't a fan of this animated style. I get it, totally understand where you're coming from. But yeah, I do like to see that labour of love. Everyone's doing it because they're fans of the show. I don't think, I'll reserve full judgment. Like I said, it's very trippy. Very much looking forward to watching the rest of the episodes of the Celestial Toymaker. I don't think this animated style would work on every single classic Who story that is sadly lost or missing. But yeah, if you're going to go experimental, this is probably the best choice of story to do that. But I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens in parts 2, 3, and 4. And if you want me to carry on doing these little reactions, so these individual episodes, let me know in the comments below. If not, I will go straight into a review. The choice is yours, my fellow Whovians. But also let me know in the comments below your thoughts to your initial reactions or your reactions to this animated style for the Celestial Toymaker. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Do you think it's just out there fun? Or is it just pure nightmare fuel? I would love to know your thoughts. But let's be kind and respectful with our comments. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, share and subscribe. Hit the cloister bell for more notifications. Come say hello and follow me on Facebook and X. And do check out my other fantastic Doctor Who related content on the Timey Wimey Review TikTok page. And of course, right here on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. Until we meet again.